Okay. So we just greet everybody. We just greeted each other. Good morning to everybody, and good morning to those that listen to this later. Um, this is going to be great today. I got a testimony, but I'll. Um, I'm just grateful to be here. I love and honor you all. Um, And I'm just grateful to be connecting with you all. And I'm sure everybody else is. How's everybody been?
Awesome. I woke up with great expectations, so I'm here vibrating.
Amen. I'm expecting some great stuff today too. I had a great turn at the this past week. I'm grateful to God today. Let's see. Let's open up. Laura just shared the testimony off the recording. Does anybody want to share? I'm feeling to share testimonies first. Is there anybody want to share a testimony that they have?
Simon, you go ahead with yours. Others will follow.
Yeah, it's I still don't know the fullness of what it all means, but I think it's significant. I was telling patients last night. I was driving a car Friday, and I came up behind the car, and on the license plate were 3 4s and 2 6s. And it stood out to me, and I know sometimes God speaks to me that way, and so I was like, and I was asking the Lord on the inside. I was like, okay, Father, what does that mean? What is it that you want me to get about this number pattern? And then I heard added up. And I was like, oh, okay. So I added it up. To make a long story short, it equals 24. And I was like, oh, whoa. And immediately I thought about from the Wednesday bench, how we have been talking about the 24 and, us reflecting, us being 12 here in the earth and us reflecting the government of heaven in heaven. And just even how there's a bench of 24 that we're working amongst, in amongst. And all right, so, and then as soon as I saw that it was 24, I was telling patients it made my spirit flutter. It's the best way I can explain it. And I knew it was huge. And I felt like the Lord was saying that we're really operating in that bitch of 24. And that we're really doing some major things and we're really working in conjunction with the government of heaven, which we have been, but on this bitch of 24 more recently. But to fast forward, so Saturday I saw 24 again. And it was and it wasn't like I was looking for, but the best way I can describe it is when God is saying it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dream, you just know. Then fast forward to this morning, I saw again 12:12 on the clock. Because which was about a little over 30 minutes ago. And I was like, wow. And so I've seen it 3 days in a row now. And I think it just speaks of part of the manifestation that we've stepped into now. Just us intertangling and being one with, this year pay. I mean, it means so much. And I think it was a call to intertangle with that bench of 24 even more. And what's awesome is that me and Patience were doing some governing with the others on the 24 the day before. So it was a whole lot in there, but it's just manifestation of that bench of 24, which, let me say this too, we're not the only bench that's entangling with to cause that 24. I believe it's many benches rising. And, you know, we even saw last week that we felt that this bench was going to be one of the benches of 12. So anyway, I don't want to talk too long on that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. And I think there's more to it. So I'm just receiving more from God to get more understanding on that. So that's what I wanted to share.
Awesome, Simone. I want to add 2 things to what you said, if I may.
Absolutely.
Simone, what I wanted to add is that when Simone and myself did the governmental act on Thursday, we engaged the bench of 24 for more authority and power because it was a huge mandate. It was a mandate, it was beyond the 2 of us. And so we engaged them. And the following day, we saw a manifestation. Simone, am I right?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Big manifestation.
It was big manifestation. Praise God.
And it's a national level mandate, not individual or group of people, for a nation. And so the other thing I want to say is that I sense that WasWas was saying it, I sense that we should engage the 12 apostles who are the other part of the 12, the other part of the 24 bench, and drink their wine, engage our scroll with their scroll, and lock arms with them so that we are really, for real, operating with them on the bench of 24.
Yes. And you know what? That Friday was when I saw that 24, and when we saw the fruit of that mandate, it was on a Friday. So it was definitely, and when I counted up those numbers and saw it was 24, I immediately thought about what Patience and I did the day before. I was like, whoa, Lord. It's always just a huge confirmation. You know, when God gives you those huge confirmations like that. But I detect this more than that. I feel like it's a call to intertangle more with in the bench of 24 to for whatever reason. Do you sense that, Patience?
Yeah.
Which is why I think Patience is bringing this up now. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited too to see what God is going to do.
This is huge, guys. Really incredible. My spirit is just ringing with it. I'm kind of almost overwhelmed with it. It's amazing.
So if we are all in agreement, are you all in agreement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen.
You want to hear from everybody?
Most definitely.
Okay. And the good news is that the bench of 12, which is the 12 apostles in heaven, they are the foundation of New Jerusalem. So as we act with them and bench with them, we also become foundation of the New Jerusalem. And what they did physically on earth, we are doing with the spiritual New Jerusalem and the New Earth.
This is New Jerusalem coming down. I
So
feel
I'm
like
good. Oh, sorry, Simon.
Can I say this really quick, Patience?
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is New Jerusalem coming down, which is us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really
Descending.
we're really seeing fruit of that because of all these benches of 12s that are manifesting, which literally is the cube that New Jerusalem represents, even in the Bible. Do you understand what I'm saying? When it talks about New Jerusalem having the 12 foundations and the 12 gates.
Mm-hmm.
And this is even the beginning manifestation of even 144,000 in operation, which is off the charge gigantic. That just came to me when you were talking, but go ahead.
Amen. Amen. So we want to start the ball rolling, and then as you are led in the spirit, just add up. I know everybody will get a piece here and there, No one person has got the whole thing. No. We are bench. Hallelujah. So we want to join arms together, lock arms together, join hands as a bench. We are the bench of 12. And we even call forth everybody who is part of this bench of 12 to come forth. Come forth and take your assigned place. And any spot that is still not filled, we call the men in white linen to come and fill it up for us until the people really come. And so as a bench of 12, we want to stand in a circle and lift up our scrolls. When we lift up our scrolls together and we touch our scrolls with each other's scroll, it becomes one scroll. So let's do that now. At the count of 4, lift up your scroll and touch the other person's scroll. We're standing in a circle. You ready?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift up your scroll, touch each other's scroll at the top. It's 12 of us, 12 scrolls becoming one. And we ask the bench of 12, the 12 apostles in heavenly realms to join us and lift their scrolls up together too. So that becomes 24 scrolls.
Thank you, Father.
But emerges to become one. We are one united body, united in spirit, soul, and body.
As Simone was talking about New Jerusalem descending, I was having the sensation of like a pyramid coming down over me. And then I was stepping on pillars. Best I can say is all the way around it. They were almost like stair steps, but they were the 12 pillars of the 12 apostles. And then as we lifted our scrolls together, I saw a bright light come in the middle of it, like shining very brightly. And then as the 12 apostles were invited in and they put their scrolls to it, the light grew and we began to spin in a circle. Like almost, the way I'm seeing it, it almost looks like a sunflower whirling.
Awesome.
When
we put roles together before the apostles joined theirs, I heard the word power, and I also saw the same bright light that Carol saw as well.
Great confirmation. Hallelujah. There's power in numbers, you know?
Yeah.
When we become a bench, the strength of the strongest becomes the strength of all of us. And the weakness of the weakest is lost in that strength. That's a bench. You're no longer alone.
Thank you, Lord.
And you are invincible because you walk with a crowd. Not of 12, but of 24. Hallelujah. We engage that. Father, we embrace that. That is our reality.
I'm just going to say what I'm seeing. I feel like there's a vav-ing happening here. Because I felt to add the 2 and 4 together of 24, which is 6. And then I think it was Carol. That said, actually, I think Lauren said it too. Rotating. And one of the actions of vav-ing is to reflect or even rotate to a side. So I'm just feeling this. So they were saying rotate, and I was feeling this turn of the, seeing this turn of the upper body. And so I just want to submit that. So and so I'm saying this, I'm just sensing a type of vav-ing here where we're acting as priests and we're reflecting heaven here, something down from heaven.
Whilst you were talking, I heard bringing it into divine alignment.
I think the sensation that I'm having goes with that. To me, New Jerusalem and the pyramid is the base of the Tower of One. And I feel like we lit up the top of that pyramid and the circling is going up through the elevator shaft to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got to the top, I saw a great big, oh gosh, all these rays coming out from the light, the brightness that we are causing in the center of all our scrolls touching. And it's almost like a volcano eruption of light and power and just beauty coming out of it, almost like rainbows coming out from the center, just going out.
I'm sensing that the rays of light are frequencies.
To me, every time I've been here, I've sent out frequencies. But this is frequencies going out from us because who we are and the power we carry in the 24.
Yes.
Who we are.
Yeah.
It seems to me like we usually, blow a trumpet or something to send those frequencies out, but they're just emanating through us and out of us here.
What I just heard was we are lights in dark places.
What I first saw is when we came together was the turning,
And at first it was counterclockwise, and then it was clockwise, and then it was like we were going up a spiral staircase. And to me, a spiral staircase is almost like, reminds me of the DNA of the Lord, DNA of God. And when we got to the top, there was the lights.
Yeah, I definitely concur with like the spiral going up. Something that's coming to me and a sensation I'm feeling is like our scrolls coming together when we lifted them. It was like a magnet that drew them together, and like we're magnetized into that, like we belong together. I don't know how to put that into words exactly. It's like a magnetic current of attraction. I don't know if you guys have seen those like free energy things where the magnet is rotating at such a speed that it's a circular magnet that will rotate and it kind of hovers there, but the flow of it causes electricity to be generated. That's like the sensation I have right now.
I can concur with that, because I saw, as you were saying that, I saw all of our scrolls come together, and it was like they started growing long and twisting together, intertwining together, and going up and spinning like a magnet.
Yeah, I'm also seeing something very similar. Whilst we dialoguing, what I see is going round the scrolls, going round in circles, rotating, and then it exploded. A big explosion at the top.
Yes.
I'm engaged in this explosion just to find out what's going on.
Wow.
What I'm getting is that though we are one, it's like one in one place, yet we are all over, everywhere. The explosion scattered us. So the frequency we are carrying, Simon, I'm almost done. The frequency we are carrying goes everywhere. There's no limit to where our frequency will go. And I remember Carol was saying that we don't have to release a sound or a shofar. We just have to be, and our frequency goes. Hallelujah, goes out.
That's good patience.
I'm agreeing with that. That's parallel to what I was saying as well. I was saying that out of our scrolls intertangling and exploding, I saw that what was written on our scrolls. I saw these Hebrew letters come out in the explosion, and they were, and with the explosion they were creating.
Mm.
And it was, man, it was just this creation that was happening. So I think this is the beginning. It's a picture of the beginning process of things that are to be created according to our scrolls intertangling. What's been assigned to us is creating.
I totally resonate with all of that. I'm really being focused into the center of our scrolls and how they came together like puzzle pieces. I think someone else was saying they like intertwined and interlocked. It's a lot like puzzle pieces, and the thought of keys comes to me, to how a key has to fit exactly to open something. It's like they're like inside the door, the lock, how they have to just align and click and lock to be able to open up that door. That's how our pieces are coming together.
Again, I'm kind of seeing the same thing, but what I'm seeing was when we're all together, it's like a light show. And I'm seeing beams of light coming from each of us. But when you take a step back, all you see is white, and it's rotating. It's rotating clockwise, but it's all these beams of light that when they come together, they're white. But when I look from the top down, it looks like one scroll. And you know how paper is, and the scroll is all rolled together? So what I'm seeing is this big white light, but when you look from the top down, it's one scroll, and it's all of us, and it's almost like an open portal.
Yes.
Wow.
Destiny is just ringing in my spirit too. Like this is, we were destined for this.
Destiny fulfillment.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
So it means we will have more mandates, greater mandates, more authority, because we have the same authority as the 12 apostles. Don't look for anything small. Big mandates are coming your way. And when they come and you think it's too big, bring it to the bench. We'll do it together. Or if it has to be done immediately, he sends the agency on it. Call on one or two from the bench. Act with you. Because we are going to see huge mandates coming to us. Mandates to the nations. Mandate to the world. Mandate to creation. Mandate to the galaxies. He just upgraded us. That's what I want to say.
I feel like I'm being reminded on just my day-to-day stuff that I can step into arcing with the 12 apostles also. That they're for me, and if that makes sense, just engage with them as I ask for my highest mandate for the day.
Yes, I've been engaging them too. I only do it when it comes to me, and for some time I've been doing it consistently.
I've been really wanting to be able to grow in my mandates and what I can do. And I feel like that's what, in this, that's how I can grow, engaging them to help me, which I've been engaging them, but not towards mandates, like trying to get to know them more than asking them to help me with mandates. Sharing, I guess.
It's a progression, bit by bit.
Yeah.
And I learned that if I have a huge mandate, I just do it with a bench of 24. If it's big,
Right. Yes. Yes.
Can one of the apostles be personally assigned to you?
Yes.
The man in white linen, yes.
Okay, because I heard the Apostle John.
Wow. That's it.
Okay.
I have been engaging Paul more, but we all know Paul is not one of the 12 to start with. But what the Father told me was that Paul was his choice to replace Judas, but it took long in coming. After Judas, they tried to select one by lot, but this is the choice of the Lord, Paul, to become one of the 12. So I have been engaging Paul directly, and that's what he told me, that he's one of the 12 apostles. I picked up a mandate when Laura was speaking about the grandbaby. I don't know if you all have a sense to it and we can do it, or maybe I'll do it later. That's fine. I'm going to say it though, that we as a bench, we send our frequency to babies, anybody under the age of 6, and even babies not yet born in their mother's womb, to receive the frequency of God, to not to forget their destiny scroll and their purpose.
I agree, and I've got my hands on my stomach.
Hallelujah. Me too. I didn't know that until you said it. Oh my gosh. I want to hear from you all if you are in agreement. You don't have to do it if you all don't want to do it.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Got my hand on my stomach too.
I agree, and I want to add to the parents knowing their destiny too. Just walking that out with them.
I like that.
Amen.
Something like this, we need a bench of 24. It's big because we are doing it for the whole world. Every child in the whole universe under 6, every child in the womb now or to be born later.
I can feel, I can feel movement in my stomach.
You're pregnant with a baby.
Lorna.
Yes. It was just
Hallelujah. There's no telling what God can do. I'm telling you. Beyond your wildest dream.
Our Andrea is pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Hallelujah. That's good. So he's one of our targets.
Absolutely.
So we want to engage. Sorry, Carol.
When Hope was born, the first thing that that was prayed over her was that she would never forget heaven and her destiny. And we wrapped her in a tallit and prayed over her. She was still wet, for her to always remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. One thing I want to share, I heard yesterday, and it totally resonated with me, was the length of the gestational period is directly related to the size of the baby. So when God gives you something and mandates you to do something, and it takes a while to manifest, then it's just the size of the baby that he has planned for you to birth.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wow.
Whoa.
And
Man,
the exact elephants are pregnant for 2 years. Well, it's taken me 2 years to get this little baby book published.
Mm.
So y'all all realize that when God gives you something and it takes you a while, it's just that it's a bigger plan. It's a big baby you're about to birth.
I'm hearing it wasn't aborted. It's been at least 5 years since God gave me, I felt this pregnancy, which I believe is just being birthed in this season.
Wow.
That's a big confirmation for me. Because remember, my husband had a dream that we gave birth to a baby, that we have been pregnant with that baby for 20 years. 20 years.
Wow.
And the name of the baby was Destiny Fulfilled. 20 years of waiting. I feel like Abraham.
Wow.
That's why I know it's going to be big.
I just want to cry.
I'm telling you, when I think about it, tears comes to my eyes. But my name is Patience. That's one thing he told me. You're supposed to endure to the end and make it big time. This is the scripture he gave me yesterday night and this morning. James 1, verses 3 and 4. He says, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. And let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. And he said, remember the faith of Job and the end of Job. The end of Job was double for his trouble.
I think of how long Abraham and Sarah had to wait.
I think it was it 40 years or 20 years? I know Moses also waited for a long time.
Yeah.
My mind goes to these big babies we give birth. Those babies birth.
On Doorways, we had a birthing, and what we saw was a water birth in the river of life, and the babies coming up as full-grown people, as light beings.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
For all of us, I'm telling you. Whether your wait is 1 day or 1 week, or 10 years or 20 years, he's doing something big.
During my time with the Lord this morning, what I heard was, have no fear, no more delay.
That's it.
Yes.
No more fear, no more delay, no more denial. The 3 package. These are the 3 things that frustrate us: fear, delay, denial. No more fear, no more delay, no more denial.
Yes.
Because we are one with him. that oneness.
And I think we all need to remember that delay does not mean denial.
Just wait. Wait on the Lord. Renew your strength. And the word wait, the root meaning of the word wait, let me just put it in here, is to become one with him. In our waiting, enduring, engaging him in the waiting, we become one with him. That is the idea of the wait. So if we don't engage him in the waiting, we are still divided from him. The waiting does not end until that oneness. So entangle him in the wait, in the struggle, in the presumably denial or delay. Entangle him. That will bring you to the end of the wait. Oneness. The product of waiting is oneness.
As you were speaking and saying, wait, I was seeing like a strong man, like with, I don't know what you call them, like the dumbbells, like the strength was growing in the oneness.
Oh, you mean a
I-
body?
Like a bodybuilder. Yeah, I saw it like a cartoon, but in all that weight and whatever you're going through, it's like you're lifting weights to become stronger and one with him.
Building your muscles,
Building
your faith muscles and love muscles.
Yeah.
So as a bench of 24, we send a frequency to every child, boy or girl, under the age of 6, that they will not forget their destiny. The relationship they had with the Father will forever be in them. They will not lose the connection. And even if they have lost it, those who are maybe almost 6, even if they have lost it, we ask for a restoration. And babies unborn, you will keep your awareness and consciousness of God with you all the time. So all these babies will walk out their destiny earlier in their life because they will always remember.
I feel like we could send angels out to help arrange things around them, to no blockages, to bring them to their highest destiny also.
I agree. Carol, can you do that for us?
We just release angels to each and every child up and coming to help arrange their destiny, to align their parents, whatever their situations are, to help bring their highest destiny into fruition.
Yes. What are you all picking up? Just add to the flow.
What just came to me is broken no more.
Amen to that.
I'm seeing like pieces coming together, and this is coming from my mama's heart for my older children and stuff too. And please add to this. I feel like it's bringing things into alignment as these babies are aligned to theirs. It's helping straighten the highway for the others to come into their highest too. Because for these babies to reach their highest, it's like the people around them have to do that also. like moving stones out of the way and paving the highway for them.
I agree. Whilst you were talking, I even heard bring all children, even teenagers, into a place where they remember who they are.
Yes.
So we call all children of all ages, teenagers included. There's the notion that teenagers can be wild, they can go astray, their hormones are, make them act rude and crazy and all that. We change that. We change that. All children, even teenagers included, will remember who they are and will remember their destiny and go back to it.
Oh, what's coming to me is how important identity is here. And how important identity is to for us to see who God is saying we are so we can take that position, these positions that he's calling us to. And so that these babies eventually, which will be an accelerated rate, rule and govern and create with the Godhead as one. So I just see them coming into their full identity along this process, stepping into it.
Yes.
It's like a frequency. Well, excuse me. It's like a frequency that we respond to in terms of who we are. Not that that's all, but and I was thinking of that earlier, and it's coming to me again. So I'm submitting maybe as a governmental act that we call these ones into their fullest and highest identity. And I think it would be good for us to do that as well, being as though tonight is the beginning of the Feast of Tabernacles at 6 p.m. I just wanted to submit that.
I agree.
I agree also.
So, wow, the atmosphere changed quite a bit. Do we want to do that now, or do it, or we still engage and see anything else we need to get?
I'm seeing it like a mirror, where it's coming to me like them seeing their reflection in the mirror of their identity from heaven.
Yes, that's it. That's it, Carol. That is a Vav section function.
That's great.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's why I was getting that vibe in the beginning. That's confirmation. Thank you for saying that.
I was just seeing my son in front of the mirror, bringing him in front of it. And it's like the image in front of him grew into a full-grown man with, how do I put that? From an awkward teen into a confident man with like these eyes that like know who he is. Confidence.
Do we all want to look into that mirror now for ourselves and even for the Ecclesia?
Yes, I'm doing it now.
I was doing it too. So yeah, let's look into this mirror. It's like we're looking, it's just like we're looking into this mirror of who God says we are.
Mm.
Looking back at ourselves back in the WasWas, which is really who we are now.
Mm.
I've brought my whole family, like a family photo type thing, and we're just all laughing and carrying on and just thrilled with the image they're seeing. The thought, it's almost like a photo shoot. Like, we've never done it as a family, but like when each individual gets their pictures taken and then the family group pictures get taken and stuff, that's basically what I'm seeing happening. Each one enjoying their own reflection and as a group, as a family. And in the natural, currently, we're not there, but in this heavenly, we are.
Amen. I'm resonating with you big time. The way that I was saying it, it looked like one of those Facebook filters. You know, when you look in the camera, and it's funny.
I like that filter thing.
It can make you look like anything.
I also brought my family in. The same time I did, Carol started saying about the family. So I was amazed about that. And we all standing before the mirror. This mirror is huge. It's like mirror on the wall, you know. Mm-hmm. in the fairy tale, the mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
This mirror is big and it's like it magnifies us, blows us out.
Yes.
As I kept looking at it, I saw crowns were put on all of us, our heads, and scepters were given to us. And my sons were amazed about the scepters. Whoa. Thank you, Father.
Amen.
You bring the Ecclesia into the mirror too.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Bring the whole Ecclesia in front of the mirror.
Yes. And we bring OUB, all the acts out there. And we bring the bench.
Yeah.
The Ecclesia bench, the Wednesday bench, the 24 bench, all the benches before this mirror, that we will see ourselves as you saw us in the WasWas.
Yeah.
And we will capture our identity and our authority and walk it out day by day. Not only when we are together, but even when we are by ourselves, knowing we are not alone. We are operating from oneness. Thank you, Father.
I'm seeing the earth being wrapped in a reflective covering, like the entire earth, and it now looks like, do you know what a stele is? Like I don't know how to put that. Like if you would look up to the sky, you would see the reflection back at you. It's like everyone would see their reflection from this that's covering the whole earth.
Everyone, I agree to that. everyone.
Amen.
This is a big part of our overcoming, is taking our place and position in our true identity. So we can fulfill these mandates that God has given us to do.
Do you all feel complete?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, family.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's go and engage some more.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Do you all notice how efficient we're getting? We're just a little bit past the hour now. We've been like that for 3 weeks now. I'll stop the recording